Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we are going to be talking about the Duck King, our latest character in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and SNK was very nice in letting me have a hands-on preview with him. So thank you very much SNK for the preview, and let's talk about this highly anticipated character because people have been waiting a long time for this guy to come back. He's been lost to the ages for a while, and now the Duck King is taking his throne back. Okay, so now what kind of character is the Duck King? So you see, he's funky fresh, he's got that movement, his animations are a true joy, by the way. Like even just stuff like the finger guns, crouch light, like just... he's full of life. Like, they did him justice. He's a party animal. It works. But yeah, so he's definitely like a rushdown / mix-up based character. Specifically at that point, he kind of has to be. There's no fireballs. There's very little in the way of footsies. Almost everything he has is very short range. Only Stand Heavy Punch has any kind of range. And even then, compared to, some of the other cast members, it's not reaching their best stuff. So he wants to get in and mix you up. Now, thankfully, he's really blessed in that way. When it comes to the mix-up suite, he has a lot going on. He has tricky delay cancel moves. He has just a Rekka series with overheads and lows built right into it. And we're going to talk more about that later. Even has a command grab in there for good measure. So, it's the real deal. And speaking of command grabs, we got command grab super moves. Like any way you can be mixed. High, low, left, right, front, center, command grab. Like all that. He's got it. And then like add one of the easiest cross-ups in the game with his jump heavy. Like you don't even particularly need to aim it. He's a lot like his buddy Ganachi, actually, which is, I guess, why the canonical reason he's here. Because Duck King gave him the invite. But yeah, just so much about this dude's crazy. Like, the animations are just top notch. You might notice there's like a lot of After Effects on him too. That's just a really cool part of the character. A lot of EDM effects. He's just smooth. And when I mention the mix-up stuff, don't confuse it that he doesn't have like a competent mid-range. It's just that he doesn't really poke with normals the same way, because Stand Heavy is the only way he's getting remotely close to that. But he does have his ball-based attacks here, and that can strike from all sorts of angles. He's very proficient and just being a little wacky with it. So that said, now let's just go over his move list and what he is capable of. So if you saw the trailer, you probably noticed there was a special mechanic here. Fever. What is Fever, right? So Fever, despite it says Fever in his above his head, it's not necessarily tied to the special move. It's actually tied to your rev gauge. And the thing is, the higher your rev gauge, the more you ride the red line, the more moves you're gonna get. So say I do his ball special here, just for example, here, I'll mash forward heavy afterwards. Nothing comes out, right? But now let's build up the rev gauge a little bit here. And now same deal, hit forward heavy. Oh, I get a follow-up. His Rekka series, which we'll talk more about later. See here, nothing much here. But we're going to build up the rev gauge a little bit. And now, we're just going to keep going here. And, okay. Oh, we get a follow-up. So yeah, the way this works for Duck King is all of his special moves here are predicated on if you have the hype state or not, if your rev gauge is high enough. And a lot of moves, be they command, normal, special moves, whatever they may be, if you are in the hype state, if you have enough rev gauge built up, then you can get additional follow-ups to your just various special moves. So you are actually disincentivized to keep a low bar. You want to raise your rev gauge up a bit. Now, the game being the game, it's not too hard to do that, but if you play it too safe, you actually are not going to get out your full offensive moveset, which is actually pretty interesting. So now let's just talk some of the command normals. So I mentioned like his one longer range move, Stand Heavy. So this has forward heavy follow-up, and you see he's just vibing basically. And this also is SPG cancelable. So if you want like a decent poke from a distance with the SPG available, okay, that's a solid chunk of damage. And as far as range options go off normals, well, it's your only option. So, use it. He is a dash character, FYI, and he does have a special dashing low attack. So dash and heavy kick, and he'll do a sliding low. Also dash and light kick. Oh, we see that. That's a fake out that will swap sides. So we also mentioned the Fever stuff, right? So this actually has a follow-up, but only if you have your rev gauge built up a little bit. So once you got that built up a little bit, your dash heavy kick now gets a secondary follow-up here. Just if you're going for that surprise, quick low from a distance. Now you can get a follow-up, get some more damage. But now, see, my rev is going down, so I lost access to the move. Like all the Fever-based moves, you gotta be feeling it. So you gotta have that rev gauge up there. He also has a unique backdash. So this is holdable, and he just kind of says, nah. Like, no, I'm out of here. So he's not dashing. If I just tap it, he'll like leave it quickly. If I hold it, he'll just kind of keep on walking. In fact, it's called the long goodbye. Back it up and walk the other way. So here's the thing, though. This backdash has an attack attached to it. So it's like when you annoy a dog and it tries to like kick at you or something, right? Same idea. Or perhaps annoy a duck, if you will, in this scenario. But yeah, so he can just kind of ignore you and just kind of kick at you. And the fun thing about this is it will trigger the slow-mo response. So if you catch a whiff button with it, you just go from there. So kind of baked in shimmy, I guess, even though the frame advantage is not great on it. I think this is just more because it's funny, but who knows? Maybe this is tournament winning tech in the end, but just a cool little thing about him. You can also just do a lot of things that are like kind of vibe checks, like crouch heavy, perfectly serviceable normal, but you can mash it and just start headbanging. And like, why not, right? Now, to be perfectly fair, though, the headbanging is special cancelable, so there is that, though. But now let's talk some of the specials here. One of the main specials, that being the head spin attack. So that is the big ball-based attack. This is air okay, by the way. The one thing to note, you can't do it while jumping backwards unless you enhance it, use the rev version. If you use the rev version, then you can use it while jumping backwards. And this lets him just kind of get in whenever. And on top of a tool just to get in whenever, this is perfectly serviceable mid-range tool, especially for a few reasons. One, the heavy version is breakable. So say you're threatening to go in with it, right? You can go, nah, break it, and just go for a throw, mix, like whatever you want to do, right? That's great. Also, the light version, very safe on block. So it's -5, and it's got enough pushback that just about nothing realistically is going to touch you. Like any like 5-framers are not going to have that range. You'll probably lose your turn, but it's there. And if it connects on hit, you get a couple plus frames, you can kind of bully, and even better yet, counter hit, it will leave you closer and +7, so you can get small combos. So it's actually great just to rush in with. Same with the Wild Punish, that you just get enough frame advantage, you can get some fun stuff going on. And also, hey, bad, what's bad? Talk more about that in the super stuff. So legitimately just valuable as like a poke by itself. The air versions as well. Say if you space it correctly on block, like, okay, -8, but from that far away, not too bad. Also, oh, how about some plus frames up close, right? So very, very valuable. Also note on the enhanced version here, you can always get the hype follow-up. So even if you're completely empty, it'll always give the hype follow-up, which is great because it leaves you airborne. So therefore, you can go into the air version right away as well. So any combos you're doing, since it like relands you, very, very easy follow-ups and just kind of go for whatever. But yeah, just super versatile move. A little ignorant, if anything, honestly. So go crazy with it. There is also Break Storm. This is your traditional uppercut style move. Unlike some of the DLC characters, the light version is indeed invincible startup. So you don't got to worry. He has like this, meterless invincible options, like a good chunk of the cast. And as your traditional uppercut style move, it works in a lot of the same ways. So the heavy version's breakable, the rev version's breakable. So you can just kind of use it for, extended combos. It's useful in all the ways that you would expect this kind of move to be useful. Next special move is the Dancing Dive. So quarters will go back, and one of your kicks and he'll just kind of fly up at a very specific angle. And what's really good about this is, like, okay, it's just kind of like a big old neutral skip kind of attack, because if it connects, especially the light version is the moneymaker. The light version here, it leaves him in a juggle okay state. So say, oh, I got you, right? Easy follow-ups. Even mid-screen. He just goes into super, no big deal. Giant chunk of life for like nothing hit confirm, right? Because this stuff can be super plus on block with like the minimum of spacing. Like you can just literally just toss yourself out there. And if you get the hit, great, go into a follow-up. If not, cool, plus frames, mix, pressure, pressure, pressure. So you just fling yourself at the enemy and you're golden. And for the mix-up engine we talked about here, this is one of the big parts. This is beat rush breaking. This is his Rekka. So it's quarters go back and punch. And the first hits is like just standard mid. It's nothing too much. But you get a lot of follow-ups from this. And you got to start guessing for your life even on block. Because like no matter what, he's going to catch you sleeping. So if you do say like hit confirm into the Rekka, say you just want to keep the pressure up, right? So you do Rekka into forward light punch. Couple quick hits, leaves you +2, leaves them standing. So right there, okay, you're good. Threaten some normals, maybe walk up through it, like whatever. You're golden, right? And he also has very easy links, like close light kick links into standing close heavy punch as well. And that's plus on block as well. Close light kick, really good, strong normal. But yeah, so, okay, standing, sure. And we were talking about the hype meter, right? So if you have some of your hype up, it also has a knockdown follow-up if you want a big knockdown with a good amount of frame advantage. Next follow-up is forward heavy punch. Forward heavy punch is an overhead that if it hits will also leave you standing with frame advantage in their face. And also, if you have your gauge up a little bit here, we'll have another follow-up that will be a knockdown with good frame advantage. So if we have an overhead, naturally off the Rekka, we also got a low. And just so you know, well, I believe, Rooflemonger, I'll just fuzzy the overhead low because they don't hit the same frame. You're a liar. Shut up. No, you won't. Everyone says that. Nope, they never do. And also, the overhead and low, by the way, are both heavily delayable. So you don't know which one's going to hit and where. So that makes these guys extra scary because you got a few frames that just mess around with the timing of these guys, right? And just like before, you got your heat up a little bit. The low has additional follow-ups. In fact, 2 additional follow-ups and get some pretty okay damage. And of course, okay, well, what if we're blocking, right? So overhead, it's -5, not great. The low, -5, not great. Now, this is where the enhanced version comes into play, actually. Because the enhanced version, that overhead, safe. The low, safe. So we're golden. And of course, to mix up the opponent, you can do the delay timing on either one of them. And of course, being a rev attack, you can just cancel into whatever and make it even safer if you want, but like whatever. So if you're going for the mix, keep in mind, without you spending some meter, you might take a little bit of risk depending on who you're fighting specifically. If you have your rev up, even on block, then you do have the option to go to the end follow-ups, which are more unsafe, but that means you can also delay those, and if they try to hit you out of it, then you hit them, right? Okay, so basically multi-layered mixed game high-low. That's great. Okay, also forward light kick. So that low is forward heavy kick. Forward light kick is a command grab. So if they are passive at all when they're blocking the Rekka, when it's on block, get grabbed. So this is kind of scary, right? Like, it doesn't do a lot, but now when you have to guess overhead, low, now throw, that's kind of nutso. And of course, it's EX, right? And of course, like any EX, you can cancel into it. And the grab just gets extra scary because, like, you know, okay, if I hit with the overhead, I can Rev Excel, go into a combo. You can still do the same on the grab. So get grabbed. You know, we're going for some kind of ride here, basically, right? So you are gonna get mixed. High, low, grab. Something's gonna get you eventually, right? So all Duck King has to do is eventually just kind of make you block the Rekka, especially if the enhanced Rekka. You gotta start guessing for your life. This stuff is terrifying. So, okay, we got just kind of wackiness here, high pressure, high mix. What about the supers? So, Duck King has a true command grab super. Block all you want. If he's close, get grabbed, right? And, you know, for some pretty okay damage. And here's the thing. So the grab works in 2 phases. The level 2 grab, the red line one, does its damage, does pretty okay damage. This is a true inescapable grab. So if you hit the flash, you're done. You cannot jump out of it at all. You just get got. So if he's sitting on 2 meters, on top of like all the threat of like all the nonsense pressure and mix he can already do, right? He just has a command grab that you're done. The level 1 version is jumpable. You can just jump it on reaction versus the level 2 version cannot jump on reaction. So what's the point of level 1 one? It doesn't really even combo well, but it is 2-frame startup. So like command grab actually lets you punish things that just aren't punishable normally. So like say lightning legs here from Chun. It's -3. So no matter what, I couldn't punish with like a jab regardless. Obviously, after the fact I blocked, nothing invincible is going to happen because I already blocked, but because it's reversal timing, right, and it's 2-frame startup, things that are not normally punishable, you can actually punish with his level 1 grab. So it's a weird little defensive nuance, but I think that's actually really, really cool. Also, it just does have invincible startup as well. So if you're looking for like your fastest get off me move, that would be it. And for the other supers, this is the one that's in the trailer with the fever. So this guy, you might notice here, bad. And say we do the red line version, bad. Double slap too, he's extra ashamed, right? So this has a rhythm game associated with it, which given the character, I think makes perfect sense actually. So basically, as long as you time a button press right after each hit, then you can get fever, you can get all the hits, and you'll go through the whole chain. But you can't just, like, mash. If you just mash, you're not going to get anything. It's just going to botch, right? You have to be pretty specific to kind of right after the hits themselves. But basically, the more you're on rhythm, the better things get. And, like, this can be pretty hard. Like, at least in my early testing with the build I have, like, some of these, the timing is fairly strict. Like, you got to get them within a few presses of each other, a few frames each hit. And if you don't, you're going to drop it and you're going to, you know, lose the move. Like, you'll always do some damage, but, like, you can see the damage difference is pretty big if you can't get the rhythm. So given the fact that like one grab's a command grab super, the level 2 has a true grab, the level 1 is like your punish / mash invincible thing, and there's a whole rhythm mechanic, which I just botched right there, based on the other super, like the difficulty level's a little bit higher. And of course we got our hidden gear. Everyone's got their own hidden gear, and he's stunting on you as you would expect. Because this boy, he knows style, and he's just cool. It took some time to get Duck King back, yeah. But I'm glad now that he's finally here. They've done the boy like the justice he deserves, and he's just happy. He's always got a smile on his face. He's always dancing, like he's just having a grand old time. So yeah, that is a bit of a sneak peek at Duck King. He's really cool. If you like just, you know, standard pressure, rush down, mix up, like he's exactly that. The fact that his Rekka has so many strong mix up options with the overhead, the low, the fact that, you know, get any hit confirm goes into full combo. Like, this dude is a menace to say the least. Just make sure you put time into practice mode, because that super timing is something else sometimes. It'll get you. It'll get you. But yeah, for fans of the Duck King, you know, one of SNK's most beloved characters, I know he doesn't have like the purchasing power of Terry Bogard or Yori or Mai or whatever, but people love this guy, right? And for good reason, because he's just cool. So if you've been waiting for the boy to come back, he's back and he's rocking stuff in style and just great to have him back, really. So that said, my friends, that is your Duck King breakdown for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. And that's it for me, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.